Hello, hello. We are live. Testing audio. One, two, three. Right. The audio is fine. Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. My name is Eunice Tan. I'm live from Singapore, and let us know where you are watching this from. Are you watching from Singapore or outside Singapore? Right. If you are from outside, you're watching from outside Singapore, let us know which country and what time zone. And are you working or are you watching this from home? Are you still working and in the office, at your workplace, or are you working from home? If you're watching from Singapore, do let us know the same thing as well. Are you watching from home? Are you working from home? Or are you at your workplace at the moment, right? Right. My name is Eunice. I'm an entrepreneur, speaker, and doctor and founder of JPS Consultancy. We are a boutique business consultancy that helps entrepreneurs to kickstart their business and help them to grow their business by taking care of either their back end or their front end, right? And we hold these Facebook live sessions to share with you guys how you can grow your businesses and share my past 10 years experience, in fact, actually longer than 10 years. So there is a lot of learning and mistakes I made, and also a lot of precious gems that I've learned from others and I've experienced it. And I want to share with all of you all these business lessons that I can pass it on to you guys, and hopefully you guys will learn from it and avoid making those mistakes that I've made previously. Right, so I'd like to start my Facebook session on time, and let's start on today's topic. And let me share my screen. Right, today I'm going to share with you the 3 skill sets to learn before you start your business. Now, even though I say before you start your business, for those who have already started your business, this is applicable to you as well, because the 3 skill sets that I'm going to share with you guys are actually ongoing and evergreen, and it's so fundamental that you have to learn it throughout your whole business journey, right? So previously, just to take back from previously, we talked about the 3 questions that you need to ask before you start your business. And today I'm going to share with you the 3 skill sets that you need to learn before you start your business. And if you have started, this is an ongoing journey as well, right? Let me get my things right. Okay, right. I want to start off today's session by saying these 2 things, yeah. First, even though my title of this session is before you start, like I mentioned before, these 3 skill sets are ongoing and are applicable to those who have already started your business, because these skills are so fundamental. Second, there are many skills that an entrepreneur needs to learn, but I started with these 3 skills simply because these skills are so fundamental. I have other videos on other skills, and but that's for future, and you can also check out all our other videos on the other skills. For now, let's get started on today's lessons. I have quite a lot to share today. Right, first up, let's see. The very first skill that you must learn for all entrepreneurs is sales and marketing. Why is this important? Sales and marketing is like your oxygen to your life. It's blood flow to the business. Without sales, there is no business. And without enough sales, your business is not sustainable. There is some differences between sales and marketing. At the same time, there is much overlapping as well. So very quickly, let's take a look at what is sales and what is marketing. Now, for me, I like to put things simply. What is sales? Sales to me is the actual buying cycle itself. So you build your rapport, you assess your client's needs, and then you give them the options, and you go for the close. That is the sales cycle, right? For what is marketing then? The marketing, I describe it as the process from getting to know you to buying from you. Let me give you an example, right? Okay, so for example, a guy is asking a girl out on a date. Now, 2 scenarios, right? The guy went straight up to the girl and asked, "Do you want to go out with me?" What are the chances of getting a yes? It's the same thing in sales and marketing. This is the sales part. When the guy asks the girl, "Do you want to go out with me?" This is the sales part. This is the close. This is asking for the order. One common mistake people make is going for the close too soon. Like in this case, the guy, right? probably the girl is like going to give him a tight slap or something, right? So scenario two, the guy went out to introduce himself first, right? Help her with her problems. Maybe it's at work, maybe it's a project outside work or other activities, some kind of charity that she's involved in, and or maybe just something to bring some fun to her life. And after a while, the guy asked the girl, do you want to go out with me? Same question, but what are the chances of the girl saying yes this time? Much, much higher. This is marketing. By helping the girl with her problems, the guy is making himself valuable. In business, we call this problem solving and value adding to the customers. And when the customers find you valuable, there's a higher chance of them buying from you. Now, many people neglected this part. One main reason is because there is no so-called immediate result in getting that sales order. Because as you can see, right, you sometimes for the sales cycle, you go for the close, you get a yes or a no. But in marketing, sometimes you have to do, there's a process to go with it, to go through, and sometimes you don't know whether this will lead to a yes or a no. Yet, in the meantime, right, you have already put in a lot of effort. But the thing is that you cannot do without marketing. Because in the long run, marketing is the one that is going to help you to get people to notice you and making things easier for you when you want to do the selling. So if sales and marketing is so important, what stops people from learning them? Right? So a lot of people make the mistake that, oh, it's so hard, I don't want to do it, and all that. They're not prepared to learn this skill. But I must tell you, it is a skill that we all entrepreneurs must learn, right? So what stops people from learning? Three main reasons I want to focus on. Many reasons, but I just want to focus on the top three, right? Or the three common reasons. First up, if I'm good, customers will come automatically. Second reason, I'm too shy to promote myself. And third, I don't know how to promote myself, right? So these are the top three deadly mentality of all time. I call them the deadly mentality is that because if they do not know you, how do they know how good are you? If you are not going to promote yourself, no one's going to know you. If you don't know how to promote yourself, again, nobody is going to know you. If they don't know you, how do they know how good are you? So sales and marketing is not a nice to have skills, but a must learn skill. Let me share very quickly some quick tips on how you can get started on this. There's some preparation work, so let me share with you some quick tips. First up, be clear in who are you selling to. As it has been said, if you want to sell to everybody, you will end up with nobody, right? Secondly, you must know what are their dreams and nightmares. I always address this as the dreams and nightmares and more than just likes and dislikes. Some people, they will just look at marketing and just explore what do the target market like or what they dislike. That is good, right? But if you can go one step further and know what are their dreams and what are their nightmares that keep them awake at night. So for example, their dreams, right? It goes a bit further in depth. Dreams could be like they want their time freedom, they want to have do something that they are passionate about, and nightmares could be, what if I fail? What if I lose all my money? What if I don't make it and I'm an embarrassment? And what if I buy your product or buy your services and I don't get the results? I will be a laughing stock. So that's sometimes that could be something that stops them from buying your products or your services. That could be one of their worst nightmares. And one very important nightmare for some people is that, especially if you're selling to employees, is that the employees might be thinking, what if I make a blunder? What if I engage your services and you don't deliver? And I look back in front of my bosses, I get demotion for that, or I get sacked for that, I get retrenched for that. So this can be very, very scary and real nightmares for these employees who are looking at whether to engage your services or not. So you really, really need to go in depth and to know what are their dreams and what are their nightmares, right? Thirdly, and once you know who you are selling to, once you know what are their dreams and nightmares, you will more or less know, then you need to know where do they hang up next, right? So people who are, so for example, Facebook, right? A lot of people go for Facebook ads, they go and do Facebook ad advertisement, and they do this and that based on Facebook platform. But the thing is that where are your target markets? They may not be hanging out on Facebook, but they may be, you may find them in LinkedIn. So this is a different kind of platform, different kind of focus, different kind of features, different kind of emphasis, different kind of priority, different kind of marketing, different kind of methods, right? So you need to know where do you find your target market. And sometimes maybe they are not found in Facebook, they are not found in LinkedIn, but they are found on Instagram. So it's a different thing, because Instagram look at a lot of photos and images, whereas on your Facebook talk a lot that you can do this Facebook live, and then we can share with you our lessons and our knowledge and all. And LinkedIn is totally different as well. So you need to know where to find them, and on that platform to find them, right? You need to see what is the platform looking at, what are the fantasies, how to get into the top page, how to get their attention, right? And also sometimes maybe they are not found. Your target market may not be found on social media. Maybe they are still somehow one way or another. It's still you still need to do a face-to-face presentation to them. And so how do you get to that? So from there, right, then you can do your close. So you need to know where to find them, right? So this is a very big topic. We'll have more videos to go more in depth into all these sales and marketing techniques as well. Let's just move on to the skill number 2 that you must have in order to be successful in business, right? It's public speaking. Right, I don't know, a lot of you are, I can feel your tension, I can feel your fear, I can feel you. Don't switch off, okay? Don't disconnect. This is the most important segment that you really must listen to. This might change your life. This might just revive your business. Right, a lot of people asking me, why do I include public speaking as one of the must-learn skills when you are in business? Now, let me debunk a little bit myth first. First and foremost, learning public speaking, right, it's not just about becoming a speaker. A lot of people say, I don't want to be a speaker, so I don't need to learn about public speaking. Actually, that is a very, very wrong concept, I may even say, right? Because learning about public speaking is about the skills you pick up along the way. Now, it's something like you learn something great, and then along with it, you have all these skills that make up a public speaking skills, which is so useful in your daily life. Let me explain a little bit more. So for example, along the way, right, you will pick up, when you want to master public speaking, along the way, you will pick up your confidence, right? As we all know, right, sometimes it has been said, the top 2 fears in a person's life, they take a survey and ask people, what are your top 2 fears or top three fears, right? And the top 2, right, guess what? That is number 2. What's number 1? Public speaking, right? That's how scared people are with public speaking. I'll share a little bit of quick tricks later on as well. Right. So along the way, when you want to master public speaking, you will find that your confidence level actually goes up a lot more than before. It's the quickest way to build up your confidence. Because first and foremost, you really need to know your product. You really need to know what are your services that you're providing. If you're providing consultation, you better know all your products at the back of your hand, from A to Z, Z to A, north to south, south to north, front to back to front. Everything you need to know. So it actually helps to increase your confidence, but not just in terms of your knowledge, but in terms of many other areas as well, right? So the next thing is also in terms of your presentation. Now, when you want to do public speaking, you really need to go through your thought process, what to present, how to present, and which in turn, you really sharpen your planning skills as well, because you might want to involve some visual aids to help your audience to understand what you're talking about. Just like, there are some people who do Facebook Live without slides. For me, I like to do with slides because I find that this helps my audience to stay focused, to know what I'm talking about. Because apparently some people have feedback to me, I speak too fast. And the thing is that with slides, even for myself, right, I find that I can focus better when there's some kind of visual aids. Right? So you need to do your planning and you need to know how much time you have and all this. So a lot of planning goes into doing a presentation. And you also need to know what we call the WIIFM, which stands for what's in it for me. But it's just that not the me here does not referring to me, the me here referring to the audience. So what is it for the audience to listen to you? What's the benefits of listening to you? And what is the outcome that they will receive at the end of the day, right? So in terms of public speaking, when I do face-to-face live training, I always put it as like, okay, I want them to learn. These are the few points that I always want them to learn. And also at the same time, I want to make it fun and enjoyable for them. So in a lot of my live training, I always do a lot of activities, discussion, do a lot of high fives just to get the energy up. And in my live classes, no one has ever fallen asleep in my class ever before. Right? I look forward to having the live classes again, and it's really, really different, right? Okay, so that's one way of so that's one thing also in terms of your presentation skills, and also teach you one very important thing that I find in terms of public speaking that has helped me a lot is that it helps me to learn things from a different perspective. Because sometimes what you think is important to the audience, actually, what you think is important may not be important to your audience, right? And it also depends on who is your target audience. Let me explain a little bit more. So for example, I deal a lot with compliance and for business owners, I explain to them, I deal with a lot of professionals like accountants, auditors, architecture even, and that's when I help for business owners to apply for licenses and all on top of the marketing. Right, so I need to explain to my clients some of the compliance that is needed, some of the licenses, some of the requirements. We need this, we need that, right? And in the beginning, when I work with a lot of accountants, the accountants are always asking me for information. When they deal with clients, right? They are always talking technical jargon, right? And they are just teaching me clients on, this is what needs to be done and all those things. I have to educate them to say that, look, you need to need to communicate with clients not from your perspective but from their perspective. So as far as business owners are concerned, because they are dealing with other business owners, right? So what they want to do is they just want to make sure everything is correct. They want to make sure they are compliant with the legislation. They want to, to do the tax savings properly, do the tax computation properly, any licenses, they need to do it properly, but they don't need to learn the technical part, right? So just go straight to the point and tell them what you need, right? You don't have to beat about the bush and tell them indirectly. They won't understand what you're trying to say. So very often I have to, sometimes I even craft the email for them and tell them, right, this is something that you can use next time as a guideline. And from there, you can tell clients what is it that you want to do, what you need from them. Just tell them straight. Don't tell them, okay, the indirect, the regulations 101 requires this. They won't understand. They're not technical people. That's why they need your help, right? So I help a lot of technical people to readjust their presentation so that they are actually talking to their target audience. They look at the target audience and adjust accordingly. Now, on the other hand, if you are teaching, if your target audience is all the technical people, now if you are giving a presentation to the technical people, then yes, maybe you need to go into very technical details to share with them the technical part, the teeny-weeny details, everything that you need to take note of. That is a different scenario. So a lot of people don't realize that, they have only one set of presentation. For me, even on the same topic, sometimes I do some adjustment as well, depending on who is my target audience. And from there, right, it actually trained my mind to look at things from different perspectives. There are also the business owner's perspective, there's the employee's perspective, and there's also the technical people perspective. So I learned to juggle, I learned to speak their language, and so I can communicate with them better, right? This has also helped me to fine tune my sales pitch as well. And for example, if I'm selling to, I'm doing my sales pitch to business owners, I tend to come straight to the point a lot faster and easier and just talk about the results and just talk about the main points, like how long it takes. These are the main things that I need from you. These are the requirements that you need to prepare and on your part, I need this and that, and these are the things I can do. These are the things I can't do, and you need to do it on your end. And most of the business owners are okay with that because, they have no time to do that, to listen to you telling stories, that from the history of how the companies come about, how the licenses come about, how your employment passes come about and all that. They don't really, this is not of concern or priority to them. They are more concerned is the current, the now. What do I have to do now to get what I want? That is the main priority. And if I'm talking to an employee who has to get approval to their head, to someone else, then I will present it a little bit different as well. Because at the end of the day, I need to put myself in their shoes to know what is it that they are concerned with, and what are the things that they need to report to their superior. And sometimes for employees, they may tend to go a bit more details and in-depth because they need to know a lot more things, right? So that when they present to their bosses or present to their account finance department to get the approval, they can answer all the questions. They are equipped. They are seen to have done their homework. So it is important to have more details for this group of people, right? So with public speaking, right, it helps me to fine tune my sales pitch. It helps me to become more adaptable and more versatile, if you like. And in turn, right, it helps me to have better results, to get better results more efficiently and more effectively. Now, because a lot of times when I do public speaking, I need to we are speaking to a group of people. I need to know what are the priorities and focus in a very short span of time. So as time goes by, as I practice more and more, I get sharper and sharper. So if you are just starting, don't worry about it, right? I have my fair share of learning curve as well. I make my fair share of mistakes as well. And we definitely have another videos on how to do public speaking. But for now, let's go on to a very big benefit of public speaking. Right. So for public speaking, right, is three of the very big benefits of public speaking is the branding and authority and leverage. Now, when you stand in front of a group and you speak in front of a group, very quickly you establish your authority. Remember earlier on we talked about the biggest fear of someone's life is actually public speaking, right? People rather die than do public speaking. So the moment you stand in front of people have already put you on a different pedestal. You are seen to have more authority. You know what you're doing. You know what you are saying, right? So with that, it helps with your branding as well. And very importantly, what I like is that it's really the leverage. So you see, we all started from doing one-to-one, but when you speak to a group, you really have the leverage because you are speaking one-to-many. That was one of the things that my mentor, who I learned public speaking from, taught me that. And it's really, because time is very short, precious to all of us. We very often as an entrepreneur, we don't have a lack of money issue, we have a lack of time issue, right? If we are going to speak one-to-one, so let's say your closing rate is about 10%. If you're going to speak to one-to-one, you need to speak 10 times to 10 individuals, and then you can close one. But when you speak to a group of 10 at the same time, you are speaking to 10 at the same time and you close one. So you are actually, it is more efficient, it's more effective as well. Right, so that's something I really like about being a public speaker. And it's really part of the marketing tool as well. Right, so for those who are afraid of public speaking, you just need to you just need to change your mindset a little bit, have to change a little bit of shift your mentality. And there's one thing I want to share with you is that one of the things you can change is that public speaking is here to stay, right? You cannot run away from public speaking. All right, and let me share something with you, right? Public speaking is same but different. I called it, right? So it just takes in different shapes, different forms. That's all. For example, let me give you an example, right? Okay, in the past, now we are doing Facebook Live, but in the past, right, there is this thing called info commercial, right, where people stand in front of the TV in the studio and they start demonstrating their product, how good their product is, and they start asking people to call in to make the sale. T.F. Aker, for those who are familiar with him, he actually started from there, and that's how he gets his selling skills from in that sense. Now, these people, they just pure commission, right? So most of them at least, so they need to know how to sell, they need to know how to do public speaking in a very short span of time. And now, because we don't do so much of info commercial now, we still have from time to time, we do more on Facebook Live, which actually is a form of presentation to more people, and you can reach out to more people than before when you have a physical place venue and to do your offline presentation. Right, so it's actually the same if you look at it. So before that, some of you have heard me. I know I'm more of a people person, and I have no problem talking to thousands of people, right? But it took me a while to learn to get used to and get comfortable to talking to a camera, talking to a laptop instead of human beings. I just have to shift my mindset to tell myself that behind the camera, there is a human being watching me. So I'm not exactly talking to a machine either. So I'm really talking to people, right? So you need to just shift your mentality, shift your mindset a little bit, and you'll find that it's actually not that scary, right? I know everything starts off, right? The first step is always scary, but it's once you step out, take the leap of faith and step out, you'll find that it's actually not as bad as you think. Of course, there's always room for improvement. We'll talk about that another time, right? Now, I want to share something about the fears that people have in terms of public speaking. Right? I hear many people are afraid of public speaking, and I want to share the top three, right? The top three most common fears. Right? Make a guess. What are they? What are your fears of public speaking? What stops you from doing public speaking? Right? You'll be surprised what are my top three, right? So let's go. Right? The first one, I'm afraid, and then I will leave you with something for food for thought. Okay? Now the first one, I'm afraid. Guess what? To speak to a group. Now the thing is, it is very common, right? And usually it's number one fear that a lot of people say, the thing about public speaking is that I need to speak to a group, and I'm afraid to speak to a group. Then I want to ask you this question. Every time people say to me, I'm afraid to speak to a group, I will always ask them this question, right? How many is a group to you, right? If you think about it, 2 is a pair, 3 is a group. So strictly speaking, 3% is already a group. But the question I want to ask you is that, have you ever spoken to 3 people at the same time? Yes? So if you have spoken to 3 people at the same time, right, then you are speaking to a group already. So what is the fear? There is really no fear. It's not that you have not done it before. You have. And the thing is that we don't realize that you actually do public speaking every day, right? Every day, seriously, right? Let me go on and share with you the other 2 fears and some more and some other fears that come after that. And you will realize that why I say that we do public speaking every day. Right. The second fear that people say to me is that, I'm afraid of the platform or the stage. Now there are different kinds of stages. Some are really the tall ones, right? The typical stage kind or performance kind of stage. There's also a little platform kind. It's just like maybe an inch, just a step up kind. Now, the funny thing is that sometimes people they are not afraid to speak to a group, but they are afraid of that platform or that stage. The moment they step on it, they can't talk anymore. And but the thing is that when they are on ground, they can. So if you are afraid of the platform or the stage, right, I want to ask you, what if there is no platform or stage? Would you still dare to go and speak to a group? Would you still dare to do the public speaking, right? So ask yourself this question. It's a very interesting question, right? Why is it that you are afraid of that little thing, that platform, that stage that is there? And I mean, it's not going to bite you, right? It's not. It's dead. You know, we are human beings. We are greater than them. So why are we afraid of something that is just a dead thing? It's not even a living thing, right? Okay. If you are afraid of cockroaches, I can understand. I'm afraid of cockroaches as well. But it's a stage, right? It's very interesting. Now the third one is I'm afraid of the microphone. Yeah. So it's so intriguing, right? Actually, this is also, to be honest with you, these three are actually also my three fears, right? For there was a period of time whereby I can speak to a group. I am not afraid of the platform or the stage, but I didn't want to use the microphone. Just something about me, my voice through the microphone. It's just, I just find it squeaky. I just find it like, it's not charming. It's nothing. It sounds so different. And I realize a lot of people have the same fear as well. They are okay so long, you ask them to speak in front of the group, on the stage, it's fine. But the moment you hand them the mic, they'll be like, oh no, I don't want the mic. I can't speak with the mic. They rather, shout a little bit louder, and most of them have very loud voice, right? So that's why they are okay without a mic, and they prefer to do public speaking without a mic for the short while. So the question I want to leave you with is that what if there isn't one? Are you still okay with going on stage? Now, if you ask this question, right? If you are really afraid of the microphone, but when there's no, then your fear is gone. Then yes, there's a genuine fear of that microphone. Somehow, it's a voice. It's a different issue. I want to share with you that on top of all these three, some of you might find it funny or puzzling. How can how can these three be the top three fears, right? But seriously, these are the top three common fears, right, that have been expressed out to me. There are others, right? For example, what if I forget? What if I get it wrong? Or what if they don't laugh at my jokes? You see all these amazing public speakers, they tell jokes and then people laugh like crazy, right? And they can hear the same joke again and again and they still laugh, right? But you're not doing a presentation in public. You are not doing, you're not training to be a comedian, right? Or at least we are talking about doing a business, unless you want to do a comedian business, right? That's another issue. But on a normal kind of situation, what if they don't laugh at my jokes? Or if I don't joke, then they might find me boring. Then very interestingly, another common one is always people have this fear of, wow, so many pairs of eyes are staring at me. Then if this is your fear, then if it's a genuine fear, then right now you shouldn't have this fear, because we have now, because of the pandemic, a lot of the presentation have moved online, right? And you are not you don't have eyes looking at you. You are talking to a laptop, you're talking to a computer, you're talking to a camera. So you shouldn't have any problems. Why I mention this? Because recently there's a lady who used to say to me, oh, she's afraid of public speaking because so many pairs of eyes are looking at me, are staring at me. It's so scary. And now I asked her, so what about online presentation? You should be quite okay now, right? And guess what she said? She said, what if nobody is watching me? So you see, sometimes our fear is it's so irrational, because one moment we take from one end to the other end. Now, why all these fears that I've mentioned, right, are just superficial. To be really, really honest with you, there is the biggest fear of all, which is mostly unspoken, is the root. To me, it's the root for problem. It's the root fear. It's a fundamental fear, and that is I'm not good enough. Right, and from there, right, because this is a fundamental fear of all fears. From there, it stands out to many other shapes and forms, which we have just mentioned: afraid to speak to a group, afraid of the platform, what if nobody's listening to me, whatever it is. So you see, at the end of the day, if you need to conquer that, you need to train yourself to check into yourself. Is it that you are afraid because you think that you are not enough? And I know this because myself, I have experienced it before and still do it from time to time. And I know many public speakers are also experiencing it every now and then. I don't think it will ever go away, but we learn how to manage it, we learn how to overcome it, we learn to be a master of that rather than being a slave to it, right? So are there always ways to overcome your fear of public speaking? Obviously, absolutely, right? So I'm just going to share very quickly, right? I can't cover them all today, but I'm going to just share a little bit, right? And before I go on to the next slide, can you see, if you think about it, right, as I mentioned just now, every day we are doing public speaking. And one more thing is that people are saying that, oh, I'm afraid to speak in public. And it's also quite a intriguing a fear, because if you think about it, what is public? Public means outside home, right? So if do you speak to a group of people in a cafe? Yeah, if you do, right? If you speak in cafe, if you speak on the roadside, then these are all public places. So what is public? So think about it. This is another food for thought I really, really want to mention, right? Because if you think about it, all these are just really superficial. It's really irrational. It's really no logic at all. So the fundamental is really I'm not good enough. And we need to look at that. So what I can do is that for very quickly for this session, I can share very quick tips, right? So how to overcome this is this, right? So if think about it, what is something comfortable to you? Are you comfortable to speaking to 3 people in a cafe and present your product or your services to them? If you are, right, just imagine this when you're doing public speaking. So what I did, so example, I am presenting to 100 people, but all along I'm only comfortable doing my presentation to 4 people. So what I do when I go on stage to look at the 100 people, I don't look at them as 100 people. I look at them in groups of 4. So I will sort of mentally divide them into groups of 4. I'll talk to this group of 4, and then as I move on with my presentation, I move on to the next group of 4, and move on to the next group of 4, and I just go around the room. Now, this is a very, very simple trick that even up to today, I'm still using it, and many people have find this beneficial. Now, some of you may be thinking, oh, it's so simple. Yes, life is simple. We human beings like to complicate things, okay? So try this method and see whether you can overcome the public speaking fear very quickly. Right, so we will do more videos on public speaking as well and many other skills. So I can't cover them all today. That's why it's so important to like our page and to receive notification from us, right? So click like and share buttons now if you have not done so, okay? Right, now once you have done that, let's move on to the last point. See, and the last skill that I want to talk about is people skills. I know some of you are screaming, yes, people are so difficult to handle, to manage, I don't like to deal with people, I rather deal with machines and everything. Some of you are the opposite and like, oh yeah, this is my forte and all that. Now, let me say, first and foremost, people skills are learnable skills. I wasn't a very people person either. And, I go around pissing people off, I'll offend people because I'm so direct. But I learned that really, if you learn people skills, it's so, so important and it's so beneficial. So why is people skills so important and make it to my top 3? Many people have the view that so long my product or services is good, it's good enough. It's very important to have good product or services, but it's not everything. We have come across businesses, right, where, they have average products and services, average food, but their businesses is a multi-million-dollar business, and there are people who sell very good food, but they still have very small skills and make it decent money, but not $1 million business, right? But what I want to share with you is that why people skills is so important, because business is all about people, regardless of what industry are you in. Think about it. Externally, you have your customers and your suppliers to deal with, and sometimes you may even have to deal with government sectors, civil servants. Internally in your company, in your organization, you have your superior, you have your subordinates, you have your peers to deal with. I know of some people, right? They just can't get their head around people, and they have chosen certain industry to minimize the interaction with people and all. So, for example, some of them have chosen certain industry, for example, teaching to young kids, right? Thinking that they don't have to deal, they think that they only have to deal with the young kids, and which they can manage. Is that this is their comfort level, it's fine, but only to find out later that it is the parents that they have to deal with. The kids are not an issue, kids are so adorable. And I also know some people who choose to work with pets because, you deal with animals, right? But guess what? Yes, you guessed it, you are dealing with the pet owners, the human beings as well. So even if you are claiming that you are dealing with machines and equipment and you're crunching numbers or analyzing facts and claim that you don't deal with people, you are still dealing with people, just in different shapes and forms. Remember, behind every machines and equipment or whatever you call it, the dead things, right? The things, there's a human being behind that thing. You may have to feedback to your supervisors on how good or how bad are the machines or equipment. You have to present your findings after analyzing the facts and figures. People, you can't run away, you might as well learn how to deal with them. And because of this, and this is such a big subject that I have launched a separate Facebook page and YouTube channel called Daily People Skills. You can check it out, where I share many of the people skills that I have acquired over the years and apply them on a daily basis. And with that, I received the People Connector Award from the Marketing Institute of Singapore in the Entrepreneur Award in category in 2017. And for this session, again, I want to highlight 3 particular reasons of benefits on why you need and you must master people skills, right? Don't worry, it's an ongoing learning journey. You just learn bit by bit, day by day, improve 1% at a time, 1 step at a time, right? So first and foremost, why is this important to your business? First and foremost, connection. John C. Maxwell said this before, right? People don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. And we being human beings, we are social animals. We are created to connect with other people. And no matter how introvert you are or how lone ranger you claim you are, we crave for connecting with other people. Right? So it is a must. There's no two ways about it. And the second thing why is this important? Because if people need to know you, need to like you, need to respect you. Having that connection is just the beginning. Just because I connect with you does not mean that I will buy from you. People need to know you, like you, or respect you before they even consider buying from you. And all these, right, are just leading them to build trust in you so they will consider buying your products and your services. And thirdly is to manage clients' emotions, right? Okay, in business, many people are always thinking that, they think that it's just about the product and services. But very often, it's always talking about client management. And very often, you need to more or less manage their emotions. So for example, we have tons of stories of handling clients' fears and anxieties. What are they afraid of? So there are many fears that they have, and common ones is the fear of failure, the fear of embarrassment, the fear of losing money, because I help them to start their businesses, right? So they are afraid that what is their business affair, they'll be embarrassed, a laughing stock of in front of their friends and relatives. People might be laughing at them. Who are you to think that you can succeed? And lose the money that they have used so many years to accumulate. So we are always managing that fears and anxiety, that why is this possible, why is it not possible, and managing that risk as well. And we have also seen many business partnerships that fell apart because of family feuds and disagreement, and all this will affect their business. And very often, right, I realized I was somehow I was caught in between as the mediator, and sometimes I have to be the counselor, and to tell them that, okay, after you have ran it out, I have to manage their emotions, right? So more often than not, I will let them let it out, let the emotions come out first. And when you are in that emotion state, it's really interesting to see how people can get so emotional that it's totally irrational. When you listen to what they say, is that one moment they say this, next moment they say that, because they are so emotional. So I need to learn how to manage their emotions before I can get them to look at the situation objectively and come up with a win-win situation for everybody. So, and through that, right, I should pick up a lot of people skills, and that sets me apart from my other competitors or other service providers, and why people come to me instead of my competitors or other service providers. And it gives me an advantage, a competitive advantage as well. Right, so my time is almost up. In a nutshell, right, these are the three skills that all entrepreneurs, whether you're thinking to start or you have already started, and if you're running a team already, you still need to learn, and your team needs to learn this as well. You need to learn how to do sales and marketing. You need to learn how to do public speaking. You need to learn about people skills. Right, so this is in a nutshell. And if you have learned something today, right, that's what is the one takeaway that you have with us in the chat box. If you have an issue and a problem that you want us to address, you can type in the comments chat box, or you can PM us, right? You connect with us, you like, share, and follow our page, and you can email some of your concerns that you have in your business to this email. We'll address that, and we will answer your queries, and we might even do a video on your queries, because there might be other people, and very often, right, there are always other people who have the same questions. So in my class, right, I always tell people there's no such thing as a stupid question, right? In fact, the word stupid is always eliminated from my dictionary, whether in my personal life or in my work life. Right, so I hope you have learned something today, and just like, share, and follow us, and watch our other videos on other business skills and business hacks as well. Right, that's all for today. I'll see you next one. Bye.